I'm Peter Haddock and I'm here with Nicola Troy of Strickland. Nicola, been wanting to come and see your facility for some time, but little did I think that the grey I'm usually seeing with Strickland has gone blue and yellow behind us, because fundamentally we're here at your headquarters in Evesham. And the first question is, after 20 years of being in the business now, congratulations, why have we got blue and yellow instead of the normal Strickland?
Okay, well, the reason we got blue and yellow is because that's what the customer wants.
Right, fantastic.
Short answer, really. Yeah, so as you can see, these buckets here are going to Gap Group, and they have requested that their buckets be colour coded by machine weight. So you have a 1.5 ton in blue, you have a 3 ton in yellow, and so forth. There's more outside in various other colours. It's just an option that we offer, and that's what Gap wants.
But why, folks, am I holding these Lynch and Plantforce pieces of metal there, Nicola? What's that all about?
So basically, we have our customers asking us to make their buckets more identifiable.
Yeah.
If you imagine like Plantforce and Lynch on the same site together, same buckets, who owns what? Nobody knows. So at least if we can put an identifying mark on there, colour code them, which we also do, then at least they know that's my bucket, that's my bucket.
So there's plenty more of these folks with all of the different customers' names on it. But I've seen something else that's related not to a bucket, to a quick coupler here. So let's go and have a look at that. Okay. So Nicola, you make quick couplers.
We do.
Right? However, folks, I've got a 5X and you've got a 5Y.
Yeah.
And if you look at these folks, I'll turn this around and we'll put this to camera, slightly different here and here. Now, Nicola, what is that all about? Because I'd have thought you'd make a quick coupler and that's it. You just pop it on and nothing else changes.
With our 5 ton coupler and our 2 and 3 ton coupler, we fit it with either an X, a Y or a Z hook.
Right.
So for example, a Kubota KX50 is fitted with an X hook.
Right.
What that coupler will do is the top of it is built to the Kubota KX50 dimensions, and the bottom of the hitch has a versatility where it will pick up a range of other models. So it will pick up Kubota, it will pick up Hitachi, it will pick up Takeuchi, and a variety of other models. What it won't pick up is a 3CX.
Okay.
A 3CX got a really wide center, so it's on 343 mil, I think. And so it's completely outside of the range of our standard X hook. So what we can do is swap the hooks over.
Yep.
And then it gives your customer the opportunity to pick up his existing attachments. So let's say he used to run all 3CX. He likes the idea of buying a new Kubota, but he wants to keep his attachments. So it's a really simple process. You just unscrew up a couple of bolts, take off your current hook, flip on your new hook, and hey presto, you can pick up your new attachments.
And of course, folks, there is a very clever team of people in here clicking away, because the designers, Nicola, here are what really make the difference with the bucket, with the range. Talk to your colleagues about Scandinavian style buckets. We've also talked about some of the specialist buckets that customers come to you with, and also the fact that you're upgrading things all the time when different things come out, isn't it? It's really important you've got the engineering team here for the global business as well, isn't it?
Yeah. So we have a team of engineers. They're here to listen to what we as salespeople want, but we're doing it off the back of listening to what our customers want. So if we put a product out there and we get the feedback that it needs a little bit of tweaking here or there, then we'll feed that back into the office here, and the guys can put it from computer onto a piece of metal and then out to reality. So it's really important that we get that feedback from our customers so that we can always be moving forwards and providing the best product that we can do.
I think what's really important about that is that the team are physically here. You're literally upstairs and the facility is literally next to us. So it's not as if there isn't that real human to human conversation as well, isn't it?
We're consistently up and down. And yeah, we can physically come and speak to Ben and say, right, Ben, this is what we need to do. What do you reckon? And obviously these guys are the experts,
Yep.
so they're the ones that can give us the guidance.
And that's why it is so simple, the process here with Strickland. Keep coming back to this simple word,
Yeah,
Nicola.
well, it's our
Maybe there's a
ethos.
rebrand coming, Simple
Yeah.
Strickland, I don't know.
Simple
But
Strickland.
it's basically
Yeah.
the design team here doing all of that work
Yeah.
for you.
And it, you know, the simple word is important. We want to keep things simple. You know, we're very proud of the product that we have built over quite a number of years, but it is all about keeping things just easy to manage.
Yeah.
So simple doesn't mean it's not effective.
Yeah.
It's just easy to manage.
And of course, Nicola, here we are in the paint shop. And actually, why I've come to the rear end of this is basically this bucket has been changed for the customer. So this is where we do this bespoke welding and then obviously painting it up. What has actually happened to this bucket?
Okay, so this is a 5-ton bucket, and the customer has specifically asked for it to be heavied up. So he's asked if we can put some wear straps to the rear of the bucket. So that's been fitted up earlier on, and it's now coming into our paint booth to be finished off, and it will head out the door shortly.
And of course, the sparks are flying here at Strickland, but this is an area it's really important, you know, welding behind us going on right now. Again, it's a customer choice thing, this, isn't it? What's happening here?
So Sid is he's actually what we call blade and filleting a bucket.
Right.
So it's one of our standard buckets with teeth on it.
Yeah.
And the customer has asked if they can have a blade welded underneath the teeth.
Right.
So that will be for utility work.
Right.
We offer 2 options. We offer a bolt-on bladed option and this option. This option just gives you a little bit more flexibility, so that you can take the blade off at a later date, stick a fresh pair of teeth on, and you can carry on using it as a digging bucket.
So there's dedicated areas here, not just for the UK, but also they've got an area down here, folks, which is for America as well, isn't it?
Yeah. So we have 4 welding booths here, 2 of them purely dedicated for the UK and Europe, and the N2 are for the USA.
Fantastic. So we'll leave them sparking up the latest in innovations here from Strickland, and time to go out and see some more. Bye. Oh, folks, and this is what we're talking about. Synergy here and a little bit of orange. You can definitely see that one on site. Go on, Nicola. We've talked about buckets a lot, but this is something a bit different. It's tilting and bucket.
It is.
And, you know, tell us a little about this product.
So we're finding this style of bucket is being requested a lot more often now, both in the UK and out in Europe. This is a 13-ton, so going on your ZX130 or JS130 or any of the most common machines, and it's a twin ram tilting ditcher. So it just gives you a little bit more precision when it's on the machine. And yeah, we're just finding more and more demand for it, so hence why we're putting them on the shelf.
And these are on the shelf, and they're going actually to Poland.
These ones are indeed,
And so the good thing about this is we talked about tilt rotators and things like that a lot. I do with machine control, but also tilt bucket really does help people get into those spaces without moving the tracks. And also you will look at combining something like this with machine control and things from the likes of like a Geosystem. So it does literally help people even make that transition as well, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's just a great compliment.
Yeah. So hello, Nicola. I didn't think I'd be this far away from you when talking about a bucket.
Yeah.
This is one of your stock items.
Yeah.
It's a big one. Tell me all about it.
This is 120 inches wide.
Right.
It's built for a Kobelco SK500, so 50-ton machine. As I say, it's 120 inch wide. It's got our bolt-on reversible blade, which we tend to like to provide as a standard now, rather than a bolt-on extra. So yeah, we keep these in stock. As you can see, we've got quite a few of them. And yeah, all we need is a phone call from one of our customers, and we can get this into our workshop to be painted, because obviously we're not going to send it out like this.
Yep.
We'll go through the spray booth. I would say something like this, from order taken to landing with the customer, probably about 3 days.
So we might be far away from each other now, but it's certainly not a long time to be able to get this out of stock into the workshop and ready to go onto the low loader. Fantastic to see. So Nicola, I wanted to get Nicola's top tips, if you don't mind, because GT, super important to make sure it's fit for purpose. You know,
Absolutely, yeah.
the wear parts, as they're called, wear out,
They
so
do.
the bucket doesn't wear out. So first of all, what have we got to look for when, you know, we've got teeth like this that are wearing?
Yeah.
What are the things you should be looking out for?
Yeah. So these sharp edges are they're gonna smooth over time, which
Yeah.
is perfectly normal. But it's when they're coming close to the actual mother blade.
Right. Yeah.
You know, occasionally you might have a little bit of a flaw in the weld. So if you see any cracking, you need to replace them straight away.
Yep.
You don't want to give the opportunity for any damage on the actual bucket.
Yep. Yep.
So these are really easy to come off, unbolt them, flip them off. We hold stock of these, but we don't force anybody who buys our product to come back to us. This is a Kubota bolt-on tooth, which, as I said, we can supply, but you can source them very easily.
Yeah. The other thing is, you know, when your GT wears, and it might not wear all the way to the end there, but when it does wear, the force in which you've got to push this bucket into the ground and fill it becomes literally a lot more, doesn't it? So you're going to be using a lot more force, which means you're using a lot more fuel, which means, therefore, you know, it's a false economy not to look after these, isn't it?
Absolutely, yeah. And that's what we say when we're selling all of our product, is maintenance of your bucket is essential. From replacing your teeth to cleaning your bucket, making sure that there's no dried concrete in there. It's just really important for you as the user of that product to get the most value out of that product.
And I've seen something in the yard which you've left for me for an example of a little bit of concrete, folks, and we're going to look at that now, and you can talk about why that is a problem. Come on. So cleaning your bucket's really important. So if I got a lot more clogged on the top of here, that adds weight, doesn't it?
Absolutely.
And with a big bucket this size, that can mean that you're carrying a lot of dead weight.
Absolutely. It's going to cause stress on your hangers. So if you imagine this bucket weighs a certain amount, any amount of extra dried in concrete is going to increase the weight of this bucket. We've built this bucket to work on a particular machine. The weight that we build it to is correct for that working condition. When you're adding any extra weight onto it, or unnecessary weight, it potentially will cause a problem. So we do stress to people, you need to clean your bucket every night. You know, just get your hose out, wash it down. I know it's a bit of a pain in the bottom sometimes, but in order to keep this bucket working properly, we need to be making sure that our customers are maintaining the bucket.
And it's just all about not just buckets, but your machines as well, your daily checks and everything like that. Really does make a huge difference. And of course, if you're carrying extra weight, again, you're using more fuel. And then if the bucket's going to wear more, then fundamentally, you're going to be back for another bucket. So it all adds up to the cost, folks. Thank you very much.